Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, Game of Thrones, episode 6.
Ready to bring it.
We're talking about
Thrones of Games. I like it. Make them say Thrones.
Na. So you start out and we're in the House of Black and White, where no racism is accepted. Arya's like, I'm tired of washing people's bodies. BB.
That's a dog.
I want to be on camera. Papa Juice.
I like the part where the girl was like telling her story, her sad story. She's like, what's your story? And then she starts telling her, she's like, no, I tell the truth. And she was like, yeah. I would have been like, is this multiple choice, bitch? Like, I don't know. And yeah, I would have been in those situations. I would have been like, if I was Arya, I'd have been more like, no, yes.
It's like, typical story though. I mean, you can't ever tell if a woman's telling the truth, right?
She's telling her, like, drink this dirty tequila and die because I've been with you. You want to end the suffering, so go ahead. And that's when I can't remember.
The man of many faces.
The man of many faces is like, come with me. I want to show you something. And then he walks in and it's like, it's Goosebumps the mask. Yeah. It's like has all these living masks, and she's like, wow. He's like, a girl's not ready to become no one, but a girl is ready to become someone. He's like, stop speaking in fucking riddles. Man is confused. It's good. It's still an interesting plot line. I'm happy to see where that goes.
But I just want to know already, you know?
No, you gotta wait.
I want to know.
You gotta wait.
I want to know.
Drink a couple glasses of wine, put on some Barry White, then have your sex.
Because I want to know. Okay.
What is that? That was the most retarded
It was Casey and JoJo against Michael Jackson. So we go on, and then you've got finally
Casey and JoJo.
Cool scene with Tyrion ever, man. Well, Tyrion, first off, you find out, Jorah finds out for the first time, oh shit, my dad's dead. Tyrion tells him the story about that and what's going on, and then these dudes come up and they're like, take them as slaves or we're gonna kill them. Dude, I actually thought that Tyrion was gonna die right there.
I did.
They did a great job, dude. He put that knife right, and he was just about to slit his throat, and Tyrion's like, wait! You have to know what a dwarf's cock came from a dwarf before you can sell a dwarf's cock. He's like, it'll look like a dwarf's cock. And he's like, guess again. That was the best Tyrion moment ever.
That made sense. I mean, I'm glad that that's Tyrion for you. Silver tongue.
Big dick.
I have a big dick. It's not going to sell unless I can show. It's like, I have a big dick before you cut it off. They're like, yes, that makes sense. And then he sold Jorah. Dude, he sold Jorah. He helped Jorah. He was like, Jorah's the greatest, warrior of all time. And he's like, he's Mike Tyson. They're going to take him to Slaver's Bay and put him in that gladiator tournament, which is fuck.
That's going to be awesome.
That's where the Daenerys thing's going to come in.
When he becomes a stone man and then fights in the pits.
That is gladiator. Because when he was like going to fight the pits, Sir Jorah was high up with Daenerys. Now he's in the pits. It's like a separate, it's its own movie now. Yeah. He's like, I just saw a day when a slave became more powerful than a king. It's like, that could happen.
Could happen.
Then Daenerys is like, I still hate you, but I like Tyrion's big dwarf cock. He's like, of course.
My name is Maximus Darius Jorah, and I've been wanting to fuck that ass for many years. And I will have my ass in this life or the next. Baelish of the North. What am I talking about, Jay?
Baelish?
I'm talking about Peter Baelish. When he goes up to the crazy religious people, dude, he sick burned them so hard. He's like, we both sell fantasies. Mine just give people excitement or enjoyment or whatever. And then I was like, I have a target on my head.
Basically saying my fantasy give people bonus.
Yeah, exactly. Then he goes in when he talks to Cersei, dude. I mean, you don't know what Peter Baelish is really thinking because he's Peter Baelish. He's the badass. He's the dude. But when he goes in there, he basically, from our perspective, is like, okay, he's being a dirty dog. He's gonna sell off. He basically says, I'll give you Sansa's head. So he basically said, I totally tricked that bitch. I just want the North, and I'm doing all this shit because I'm a really dirty bastard. He sells Sansa out totally.
But do you think that he's really selling her out?
That's the question. Is he tricking Cersei, or is he doing?
That's why Peter Baelish is return of the Mac once again.
He's in your butt.
Surprise.
That's why they call him Littlefinger.
Does he love Sansa? Does he want to protect Sansa? You don't know. I mean, it could go either way.
And I even like how he got out of sending the bird. Because remember the guy was like, I'll see this Raven's message. He was like, it was far too sensitive to send to you via Raven.
Yeah,
that's why.
At some point I would be a king or a fucking knight, like, you slithery fuck. Okay, Cersei and Marjorie have this whole complicated thing going on. Obviously, Marjorie hates her. Cersei hates her. She's trying to control her. Tommen's being a bitch. I like Tommen a little bit.
He's a bitch.
He's a nice guy, but he is completely a whore. He's a bitch whore. I mean, because he goes in, they accuse, Loras Tyrell of homosexuality, and they have the guy brought in, and he's like, whatever. Eventually they say, well, Marjorie knew about it, so Marjorie's going to be under trial, and because the High Septon calls a trial, and Cersei's like, I'm shocked at these allegations. And Tommen's sitting there, when she grabs Marjorie, your piece of ass, like a hot piece of ass, and she's like, Tommen, he's like, Mommy? And then she's like, no, Tommen, he's like, that's your Kool-Aid. That's your hot shit. So just fucking have your guard, slice those fucking bald-headed men out, and just say, bring it to me.
So then you go on from that, and you got Jamie's story picks up, when she gets in the fight. They get in the fight with those two girls.
3 of them.
I love what's his name?
Braun.
I love his response. It's like, you fight pretty good for a girl. He knows he's about to die or some shit. He's still laughing his ass off.
I love it.
That dude's a badass.
When she yelled at him, she tried. He was like, he was like, do something.
He's got dick for days.
And then that one big black guy with the axe, he was like, it would have been a great battle if you had 2 arms. He was like, and Jamie was like, I know. so I mean, I know. But there are some disagreements on that whole segment with Jamie and Braun. Because some people are saying, like, it just feels so separate from what's going on in the initial Game of Thrones. It feels like its own, kind of like...
I like it, though.
I do. But I can understand it. It just feels so separate from everything else.
It's going to incite the war. I mean, it's clearly going to bring them into the war.
But I still like that scene. I think that Braun and Jamie... I think Jamie's starting to see what Tyrion saw in Braun.
Yeah.
So, and he did get to see his daughter, and... we don't know what's going to happen there. I'm glad that
she fucked the whole thing up.
I know.
So last but not least, we're going to talk about the final scene in the movie and the wedding and all the controversy.
Oh man, there's so much.
Put it in a box. Let it out.
Well, let's just talk about what it goes.
What happens?
Okay, so Sansa, she marries him in the winter and snow. It's very romantic. It's very fun. Whatever. He brings Theon into the room with him, into their wedding room. He bends her over and fucks her.
Rapes her.
This is not like something that should be surprising. He's a butt-fuck felon. Everybody knows that he's going to do it.
Yeah.
So people that are surprised that Sansa got this treatment are, I'm sorry, a little bit delusional.
Surprised, fine. Enraged, you can't be. If you guys have followed this channel, I don't like rape scenes personally. And anything I don't like rape scenes, I'm like, you know what, just don't show it. Like the house beyond the left or whatever.
Well, they didn't really show it.
I know what they showed it.
Well, because they cut the Theon's face.
But they basically showed it.
They insinuated.
They showed her face, and they showed his face, and they showed Theon's face. Everybody knew it was rape face.
But you didn't see it like full on.
Right, but still, I don't like rape scenes in movies or shows or whatever. I'm against it or whatever. I just don't think you need it. I've always said this. You don't need rape. You can insinuate. You don't have to show it. That's fine. I don't like it, but I'm not like, I'm offended. Yeah. Damn these rapists on character television. I'm not like that. But the whole point is in Game of Thrones, if you've been watching Game of Thrones this whole time, all these people are like, I'm jumping off the Game of Thrones bandwagon because that's it. The last rape scene was too much when Tyrion sort of kind of raped his sister, even though it was consensual, but it wasn't. It was a rape scene. I mean, not Tyrion, my bad, but Jaime.
Yeah.
Sort of consensually, but really didn't. It was a rape scene. It was a fucking rape scene, okay? Raped his sister. Everybody was like, all the feminists and stuff like that were like, no, but I'll continue to watch. And now this has happened, everybody's like, fuck that, I'm done. And they're throwing this big hissy fit about it, and you can't, because you know what this show is. You know what this show is. You know that shit's gonna happen. She knew it was gonna happen when she joined in. She made the decision when she decided to marry him. I'm gonna go in and have all this bad shit happen to me because eventually I'm gonna take shit over and it's gonna be worth it. She made that sacrifice. Does it make it right? Obviously fucking not. But you knew that was coming as a viewer when she agreed to do that. B, where were all these people screaming that rape's a problem when Jason Momoa raped Daenerys? It was like, oh, it's sexual and hot. This big sexy guy is taking her. That was a fucking rape scene. That was a rape scene, and nobody gave a shit. None of you feminists gave a shit because it's this big, attractive man taking his woman or whatever, and nobody cared. But now you want to cry rape because it's Ramsay's ugly, nasty ass doing the exact same thing? You can't do that.
Mike's coming out with the Gatling gun.
I'm
Fuck
just
you,
saying,
bitch.
stop.
Mike's coming out with the Gatling gun. Fuck you, bitch.
Stop it.
But here's the thing. I think you need to take your shovel and clean out that sand from your vagina and get that sand doll that's been hiding up in there because look. It's Game of Thrones. This shit happens. This is part of it. This has always been a part of Game of Thrones. It's graphic. Yeah. It's over the top. It's got rape scenes. It's got political intrigue. It's got this stuff in it because it's the way that world is. Sansa knew what was going to happen, or maybe not exactly what was going to happen, but everybody knew, with Joffrey, how he treated her, and then with Ramsay.
That was a rape scene too. He was like holding a bow to somebody.
Ramsay is he's fucking crazy. At some point this was going to happen. So I don't understand people that are sitting there so offended by it because it's just another part of Game of Thrones. It's just another episode. And the only thing I was thinking of that really I didn't even the whole rape thing. It cuts to Theon. The only thing I thought was Theon's crying. I know why he's crying because he wants to help her. But I thought Theon was crying. He's like, I used to be able to do that.
So that leads us. That concludes our Game of Thrones review. That makes me want to ask you guys the question. My personal opinion. We've seen Tyrion almost die 20 times this season. We saw him almost get thrown off the castle. We've seen him have a knife to his throat. You've seen him almost die from the stone man. They are hinting. And last season ended with him almost dying. They're hinting that he keeps getting closer and closer to the fucking Grim Reaper's sewing tool.
He's gonna get raped by this.
He's gonna get, yeah. Do you guys think they're gonna kill off Tyrion?
I don't think so.
Hey, leave your questions below. We're about to do a Q&A really soon, so any question you want to ask us about anything, leave it down below. Comment, like, subscribe, share on your Facebook. That helps a bunch. Click that subscribe button and get some wham up in you.
I like it.
We watched a movie.